Here's your wrestling news for November 28th, 2020. And your headlines for today include Roman Reigns' next challenger revealed, WWE TLC match scrapped, when will it happen? New issues at WWE Thunderdome. Fans silenced, WWE gets what they've always wanted. SmackDown taping in chaos, Vince McMahon late. WWE superstar reaches huge milestone. Ladder match confirmed for next week. WWE superstars receive terrible booking news. Major segment confirmed for Raw. AEW cut important segment from show. Problems with Hulk Hogan biopic. WWE legend's son receives tryout, and more. We are kicking off today with SmackDown news as we have an idea about who Universal Champion Roman Reigns' next challenger will be. In the closing moments of the show, Kevin Owens made a statement against the Tribal Chief, and according to reports, these two will face off at WWE TLC on December 20th. This match hasn't been made official by WWE yet, and no stipulation has been given, but after defeating Jey Uso on this week's edition of the Blue Brand, fans can expect the prizefighter to be next in line for the Universal Championship. Whilst we're confident that Reigns vs. Owens will be a fantastic match, it's interesting to say the least, as previous reports noted that the plan for the Tribal Chief at TLC was for him to defend against Daniel Bryan. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the Bryan vs. Reigns match was the plan for next month's pay-per-view, but now it looks like this match will be pushed back to the Royal Rumble. On this week's SmackDown, Bryan came up short against Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn after the pair brawled to the backstage area, only for Zayn to return and get the count-out victory. It's been over a year since Bryan last held championship gold in WWE, and whilst there's no shortage of fans who hope to see the S-Man be a world champion again, it looks like they'll have to wait until January at the earliest. Now, in a matter of days, WWE will move their Thunderdome from the Amway Center to Tropicana Field, and though the process is taking longer than expected, that's not the only issue for the company. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it was noted that the sound quality in Tropicana Field is awful because there's so much empty space because the venue is usually used for baseball. That's not the only problem, however, as the report also added that there's a colony of pigeons that live in the arena's domed roof. Given that WWE will have Tropicana Field for several months, the odds of these pigeons making their presence known in the Thunderdome is pretty likely, and hopefully WWE will be able to figure out a way to avoid any aerial assaults that aren't coming from the superstars themselves. Whilst WWE are having their issues with the Thunderdome, it's not all bad, as WWE have reportedly gotten exactly what they've always wanted thanks to their virtual arena setup. In The Observer, it was revealed that most of WWE's audio during shows is coming from piped-in crowd noises, with very little to none actually coming from the fans who are being streamed in the video. It was also reported that this is what WWE officials have always wanted, as it means every single superstar receives the reaction that the company wants them to receive, rather than the actual reactions from the crowd. It's worth mentioning that WWE still can't control how the fans physically react on screen, but we can't help but wonder how Roman Reigns' years as a face would have gone if WWE had been able to pipe in cheers over the booing fans. More from SmackDown now, as once again the WWE waited until the very last minute before they announced anything for the show to fans, and now we know why. According to Dave Meltzer, the show was a mess backstage because it was being rewritten a few hours before it went live on Fox, which isn't that uncommon nowadays. Vince McMahon himself didn't arrive to the arena until 12:30 p.m., and a source within WWE reportedly said that nobody knew what plans there were for SmackDown until the chairman's arrival. It's no secret that McMahon has changed scripts and rewritten entire shows in the past, frustrating many people who work in the company's creative department, and it looks like that happened once again this week with the chairman of the board. You may be wondering why the owner of WWE is often so late to recording WWE's own product, and now we have an idea of what his busy schedule is like. Since WWE's move to the Amway Center, it's been reported that McMahon is mostly in the production meeting room and moves to his office around 6 p.m. the night of an episode of Raw or SmackDown. It's also been noted that the boss doesn't move to the gorilla position until right before the show, and that despite him often showing up late to SmackDown and changing plans, that he's actually attending more Blue Brand tapings now compared to before the current global situation. Though Vince is seemingly more hands-on with SmackDown in the Thunderdome, that does mean that staff have to wait for the boss to arrive, because they know he'll make changes to the show. 2020 has led to huge changes for WWE's filming schedule, and one side effect has been McMahon being more around for SmackDown tapings, though given what we know about him rewriting scripts, we're not sure if him being around more is for better or worse. We're heading across the pond to NXT UK next, as Walter has reached a huge milestone in WWE. This week, the Austrian superstar reached 600 days as United Kingdom champion, and given that it doesn't look like anyone will take the title from him soon, it's looking ever more likely that Walter could surpass Pete Dunne's record-breaking 685 days as champion. Speaking of the gold brand, we are looking at next week's edition of NXT, as another huge ladder match has been booked. During SmackDown, it was confirmed that Shotzi Blackheart and Raquel Gonzalez will face off in a ladder match on next week's NXT, with the winner gaining the advantage for their team at TakeOver War Games. This will be the second straight ladder match in back-to-back weeks for WWE, after Pete Dunne defeated Kyle O'Reilly this week to get the advantage for the Kings of NXT. It's worth mentioning that next week's show will be in direct competition with AEW's Winter is Coming edition of Dynamite, which may explain why the ladder match is happening. Blackheart's team has not been announced, but it's expected that Rhea Ripley, Ember Moon, and possibly Io Shirai will be on her team, and we'll have to see how she does next week in the ladder match. Back to the main roster, as we previously reported that WWE hasn't got any plans so far for WrestleMania 37, and doesn't even have a single match officially booked for this month's TLC pay-per-view, and now we know more about the company's lack of long-term booking. According to Ringside News, superstars aren't given plans past the week they find out, which is why so many superstars, such as Lars Sullivan, will receive a Focus one episode and be absent the next. In fact, when Ringside News asked about Sullivan's absence from SmackDown as of late, it was noted that there's nothing for him, and a source within WWE denied claims that the US presidential election and Sullivan's history of controversy were reasons behind him being missing. That same source within WWE's creative team gave an example of Otis and Chad Gable, as the duo are supposed to be in some sort of team, but have been absent as of late, thanks to WWE not looking past the week they're booking. Though WWE's stop-start pushes aren't intended, they are the result of the company not making many plans past the current week, and whilst top names such as Universal Champion Roman Reigns may have a long-term plan for his Universal title reign, it seems most superstars can't look past this week. Raw news next, as though we, and the superstars, don't know the long-term plans past next week, we do know one segment booked for the show. During next Monday's show, Alexa Bliss will host a special episode of A Moment of Bliss, with her guest being none other than Randy Orton. It'll be interesting to see what the Viper has to say after his 14th World Championship reign was cut short by Drew McIntyre, and his recent attempts to earn a spot in the #1 contender triple threat were thwarted by The Fiend. With Orton and Wyatt on the cusp of a feud, the former WWE champion will no doubt have some things to say about The Fiend, and we doubt that Bliss will be coming alone when she interviews the Apex Predator. Over to AEW now, and the Dark Order is always looking for new members to join their flock, with Anna Jay being one of the group's latest recruits. Though her joining the Dark Order was a big deal, it was also rather sudden, and according to the woman herself, who spoke on the AEW Unrestricted podcast, we now know why it came out of the blue. She said, "They actually filmed the whole vignette of me joining the Dark Order, and then they ended up doing away with it, and so I just came out with Brody and Cold on Dynamite. People, I think, were a little confused because I just walked out with him and that was it, but yeah, it just kind of fell into my lap." Anna Jay is reportedly set to get a bigger focus in AEW's second year as a company, and we'll have to see whether she stays with the Dark Order the entire time, especially given her efforts to recruit Ty Conti. Whatever happens, AEW could have explained her choice to join the Dark Order better, and now it turns out they did, but for whatever reason, that segment never made it to air. Now, we previously reported that Netflix is set to have a new Hulk Hogan biopic, which will see Thor actor Chris Hemsworth don the iconic red and yellow, but this film isn't a done deal just yet. That's at least according to Eric Bischoff, who worked with Hogan for years and is also serving as an executive producer on the movie, as he explained on his podcast that there's still plenty that needs to happen, and could go wrong between now and whenever the film comes out. He said, "There's no casting going on, there's no scheduling going on, it's still in, I would say, the late stages of development. so it's not a done deal by any stretch of the imagination. I wish it was, because I'd be out looking for a new truck, but it's not. Bischoff went on to explain how the current global situation has made it incredibly difficult to film, as given that this is a wrestling biopic, it needs people within close proximity of each other for matches, as well as huge gatherings of people to play the crowds. He also noted that until they could figure out a way to get a hold of a crowd in a safe manner, then the film will continue to be in this late development stage. Time will tell how long it takes for this biopic to come out, but with an A-lister like Chris Hemsworth playing an icon of entertainment like Hulk Hogan, we're confident there's plenty of people interested to see how it goes. Now, Rick Steiner was an impressive name in WWE's tag team division a few decades ago, and now all eyes are on his son. Dave Meltzer is reporting that Bronson Rechsteiner, Rick's son, recently had a tryout for WWE, but didn't note how well it went. Bronson was a running back for the Kennesaw State University football team, and he played for the Baltimore Ravens, but he was waived from the NFL team and is now looking to join WWE. Standing 6 foot tall and weighing 230 pounds, the 23-year-old already has a lot of traits that WWE are looking for, and we'll have to see whether Bronson becomes the next big second-generation superstar in WWE. And we're ending today by looking at another possible signing, as WWE reportedly has their eyes set on Lacey Ryan. Ryan is the wife of Tom Green Beret Howard, a wrestler who's worked for promotions including WWE, AAA, WCW, and Pro Wrestling Noah. In a recent all-women's tryout with the company, Lacey Ryan was reportedly the standout performer, and it's expected that WWE will offer her a contract by 2021. All WWE needs to do now is have Ryan pass some medical tests and go through a background check, and after those are taken care of, fans can expect her to become the latest part of WWE's Women's Revolution next year.